Mr. Chairman, I'd like to begin by, first of all, thanking the VBA. As our ranking member, Mr. Michaud, said, we're very focused on the access to health care crisis right now, but we can't lose sight of other important issues within the VA and our responsibility to the veterans we serve, including those carried out by the VBA. The director for the Waco Regional Office, which serves the veterans in El Paso, Mr. John Limpos, is coming out to our Veterans Town Hall this Saturday. It's really hard for us and veterans in El Paso to directly hold VBA accountable at that regional office. It's a 9-hour drive from El Paso to Waco, one way. So his coming out to El Paso, I think, helps us to hold the VBA accountable, for him to hear directly from veterans. So just through you, want to thank VBA leadership for this level of responsiveness and accountability. I'd like to ask a question based on a comment Dr. Cross made about the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, or IDES, which is a process by which we transition wounded active service members out. And that process is supposed to take 295 days, but because of delays within the VBA in the examination and the rating process, we were adding another 185 days to that wait. So those service members at the Warrior Transition Unit in Fort Bliss and El Paso were literally languishing an additional 200-plus days in some cases before they could transition out. Mr. Runyon held a great hearing last month where we learned that when it comes to the benefits part of this, we no longer have a delay as of March, and that on the ratings side of this, we're supposed to end the backlog by October of this year. And so I want to compliment you on achieving those goals, but I want to ask you how you did it and how that might apply to the situation that we're discussing today.
Thank you for your question, Congressman. Part of it was sharing resources between the DRAS sites, focusing on partnership with VHA and getting the examinations completed. One of the lessons learned from our oldest case initiative, 2-year-old cases focus, 1-year-old case focus, was the goodness from more hands across the country touching those oldest cases to serve those veterans with the longest pending claims. As we move forward toward our national work queue in VBA, we're 90% of our claims are electronic in the Veterans Benefits Management System. That gives us agility that we haven't had before. We will be able to move that work around by priority and be able to utilize the full resources across the country to do that work and all of our work. So we are looking forward, beginning of next calendar year, to having more agility with the national work queue.
Yeah, if these numbers hold up under scrutiny, that's a remarkable turnaround. I'd love to see that same initiative applied to the problems that we're hearing from today. Dr. Cross, did you have a comment?
Yes, indeed. In terms of the numbers, IDES is overseen by the Department of Defense, VA, VHA, VBA, many different eyes looking at this, tracked along each step of the way. So I think in terms of confidence, this is one of the sets of numbers I have the greatest confidence in, and it's been working now for many years. And I wanted to remind you, one part of this that has been successful for some time now is it's always on time, is the exam part.
Switching gears, Mr. Turek makes a great argument, and Mr. Murphy brings up some wonderful points about where core competencies should be and how we most effectively and efficiently serve the veterans for whom we have a responsibility. And I'm wondering, is there, to kind of resolve some of the differences between the arguments that you brought up, has there been some kind of independent analysis or accounting that looks at timeliness, cost, accuracy, overall effectiveness for the veteran, either by the GAO, a veteran service organization, or some other outside party? Mr. Turek, are you aware of any study to do so? Mr. Murphy, do you know?
I am unaware of a GAO or IG report.
Yeah, I'll yield back to the chairman and just ask that we pursue a GAO analysis of this difference so that we have the facts to make the best policy decisions going forward. I yield back.
There was an IG report from 2010, but it has not, to my knowledge, been updated since that time.